right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Stage one here at Sirha Arabia 2024. So we started a conversation earlier about training opportunities, education, training of young chefs, speaking about what's happening in the Saudi landscape earlier with some chefs. And now we're going to continue this conversation to speak about other players in the field who are also very active in this topic. Join me in welcoming Sirha Arabia, Eric Biffard, Maria Kyle, and Hussam Al Nassam. Please join me here. Hello to all of you. Thank you for joining. Bonjour Eric, comment ça va? Super. Take microphones, all of you, so that you can speak. Okay. Yes. All right. And also for translation purposes, we have, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kijong. I'm from Cordon Bleu. Thank you so much for coming.
Fantastic. So she's going to be very helpful because she's going to help with some translations for those who don't understand French. So let's get back really to the topic. So this session will really explore how education, training programs are evolving to nurture future culinary talents. And I hope that in your respective roles, you are going to share insights with us how you are advancing culinary education and developing the next generations of chefs. So this is going to be exciting. I'm very curious to hear from you. Probably I will start with Sirha. So Sirha, tell us, how have the scholarship and exchange programs that you've established really impacted the development of culinary talent in Saudi Arabia? But before you answer the question, tell us what you do.
Of course, thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Sirha Arabia. I run a cultural center that works very closely with the MISC Foundation, which is sort of where we started about 5 years ago. MISC was running one of the largest scholarship programs in business and tech fields, and at the time I was working as well very closely with the MISC Art Institute, and the idea was, why don't we expand those programs to arts? And culinary arts became sort of a very natural progression of that conversation, just because there hadn't been at that time a large-scale program coming out of Saudi Arabia in education in the culinary arts in specific. And so once we got approval for that from the MISC Foundation, it became a matter of finding the right partners for this program. And that's really when we were introduced to the Cordon Bleu, which essentially is the #1 international culinary education institution in the world. But not only that, they are a business school in many ways. And so the idea became to design a program that would essentially help us create a group of young Saudi entrepreneurs, restaurateurs that would shape the culinary field in the kingdom. And so that was the idea, that was the dream. And along with the team at the Cordon Bleu, we were able to create that. We currently have over 65 graduates of the program.
Fantastic. So it's going well.
Exactly. It's going very well. I always say I eat well because we designed a great program. I think the fine dining scene in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh in specific, obviously Jeddah, Al-Ula, has had such a huge upgrade because of this program and others like it. And not to take full credit, there have been multiple other programs from organizations, namely what comes to mind now would be the RCU, the Royal Commission for Al-Ula. They have a program with the Ferrandi, which is also a very prestigious school. And it becomes this symphony of how do we all work together to design education opportunities for young Saudis that will hopefully give birth and give life to an incredible ecosystem of food,
Brilliant.
and yeah. So that's-
Fantastic. We'll speak a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Probably I will turn to Eric, le cordon bleu, right? Eric, how does le cordon bleu adapt its training programs? Comment est-ce que le cordon bleu adapte ses programmes de formation to meet the evolving needs of the global culinary industry pour vraiment voilà, être à la page de l'évolution de cette industrie?
Tout d'abord, le réseau Le Cordon Bleu, c'est plus de 35 instituts à travers le monde. Donc ce positionnement permet d'avoir un instantané, une vision globale de l'évolution des arts culinaires dans le monde déjà.
Okay.
So the first of all, the Cordon Bleu has 35 campuses around the world. So we are able to respond to all the evolutions and also the research to go with the demands and also the requests.
Actuellement, à l'Institut Le Cordon Bleu Paris, on a eu le plaisir de recevoir avec la bourse d'études des étudiants, vraiment des étudiants qui ont déjà des niveaux d'études élevés. Donc le Cordon Bleu, on a une moyenne d'âge de 27 ans et l'intérêt, c'est vraiment d'emmener ces hommes et ces femmes à la réalité du métier d'aujourd'hui. Pas d'hier, mais d'aujourd'hui.
Right.
C'est-à-dire avec toutes les codes d'évolution en permanence. Le Cordon Bleu Paris, c'est 28 chefs en permanence qui sont que des chefs issus du plus haut niveau, ayant fait des restaurants étoilés Michelin, ayant eu eux-mêmes leurs étoiles, ayant été meilleurs ouvriers de France et plusieurs concours.
Formidable.
Okay, so especially Le Cordon de Paris, where Chef Brifa is a general manager as well as executive chef. We used to welcome more scholarship students from all over the world. We are very happy to welcome Saudi students from 2019 with the Miska Foundation and also Cultural College Center from now on. So most of the majority of our students are from Saudi Arabia. They already had a higher education background, actually from bachelor's or master's degree background.
Right.
However, they want to respond, they want to develop their career in the restaurant, in the gastronomy industry for their culture, for their country. So we are very happy to develop our own specific programs for these students. We are very happy to see how they develop their business
Eric,
now.
Eric was saying the average age is like 27.
Yes.
So they already have some background before they come.
Yeah,
Okay.
students' average age is 27, especially from Saudi Arabia is also 28.5, because at that time students for their background is engineering or medical background.
Which
Also.
is a good age, mature.
Alors, donc la formation déjà, c'est tout d'abord les bases de la cuisine, les bases de la cuisine française, qui sont très riches. Mais après, il y a une évolution également sur l'alimentation d'aujourd'hui, c'est-à-dire d'avoir à la sensibilité de ce que c'est que la nutrition, le plant-based, la nutrition végétale également, qui prend une grande place aujourd'hui dans vraiment un mouvement qui évolue de plus en plus sur l'alimentation. Et l'enseignement doit être en permanence à la pointe de toutes ces nouveautés. Donc l'enseignement, c'est pas du passé,
Bien
c'est de
sûr.
l'avenir.
On va en parler, chef. You want to just quick word? Yeah.
Okay, Le Cordon Bleu continues to evaluate and also to go to for the research and then to respond to the trends. So we will talk later, but we are also programming with this kind of innovation parts like a plant-based and the nutrition. So I think the next question is more for that. So, yeah.
We will get back to that.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So maybe I will turn to Maria. Maria, tell us who you are and what you're doing before I ask you your first question.
Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I'm really happy to be here with all of you, first of all. And so I'm one of the students that was on the first batch of people to go to Le Cordon Bleu on a scholarship.
Brilliant.
Yes, and as Chef Eric has mentioned, a lot of us have had previous experiences, so we really went there for a passion, for a desire to pursue the culinary arts. For example, I have had completed my master's degree in science, but I always knew I loved being in the kitchen, but growing up, it wasn't really an option to do it professionally. But when things opened up and the government really supported us in pursuing our passions and our dreams, it was it was a really happy moment and a
Great
really,
opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a really satisfying thing to feel like your country's backing you up and doing what you love.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, it was really wonderful. And so after that, I continued on to complete my certification in health and wellness. And now I really combine my passion for the culinary arts with health and wellness and also my background in science. And I bring it all together in creative and conscious experiences like supper clubs or educational workshops. Um,
We'll talk about that.
yes.
Okay, brilliant. I can sense the passion. Love it. And Chef Hussam, right? It's great to meet you.
Thank you for
How are you?
Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much. I would like to thank you to invite me here, and I can speak about Maestro Academy. I'm executive pastry chef. I have 32 years experience. I work in Saudi Arabia like 24 years. So I saw the market need to have good school uh, to make the chef or to teach the chef. Uh, we create the academy in 2023 in July. We start now science 1 year, 2 months ago, and we have around 600 students. We invite the chef uh, to teach the student in our academy from around the world. We have world pastry champion. We have chef also Mof. They are champion of France, like chef near me. So we take chef. They have Michelin star also. Monthly we have one chef like this, and I give the rest of the master class of the month. Weekly we have master class. The program it's approved from Education Ministry. The people they attend the master class and workshop also at the same time, because we call master class is 3 days. This one we teach the student. After they have 2 days, they can work by demand, practical. So I create this one to have the right step to start to be chef. When you graduate, sure you are not chef. You are ready to be in pastry. You are ready to be anywhere around the world, and we teach the people with the right name of the ingredients, of the equipment. Uh, Also, we have many people they are looking to join with us next year. Uh, we have plan also for 2025. We will have diploma for 1 year training. Yes,
Great.
we are working on. It's need time to create the good program. To be honest,
It's a great yeah, the
yes.
timing is perfect. Yeah.
We are teaching bakery, chocolate, all the cakes, all the type of cakes.
Fantastic.
Also ice cream cakes. Also, we plan to add more kind of cooking class, but it will be in the future, sure. For sure.
Okay, so one step at a time and then open
Sure.
up. Fantastic. Thank you, Chef Hussam. Thank you very much. Um, I will turn maybe to Eric. What role do institutions like the Cordon Bleu play in shaping the culinary landscape of emerging markets like Saudi Arabia? Donc quel rôle les institutions comme le Cordon Bleu jouent dans vraiment transformer le paysage des marchés émergents comme le Saoudi? Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez dire?
C'est une très bonne question. Effectivement, moi j'ai vécu au Japon il y a 35 ans. J'étais chef à Tokyo, j'ai rencontré Joël Robuchon, que j'ai rejoint à Paris comme second. J'ai été chef du Plaza Athénée avant Monsieur Ducasse, et directeur des arts culinaires et chef des cuisines au Four Seasons Georges V. Donc j'avais déjà un premier rapprochement avec l'Arabie Saoudite, avec le prince Al-Walid.
On va laisser faire une petite traduction et puis vous complétez.
Okay, it's a great question that you asked. In 35 years ago, he used to work for Japan, and then after that he came back to, he worked with Joël Robuchon. I hope you know who he is. He's a very famous chef in the world. And he used to work with them, and then he became a director at Plaza Athénée, which is one of the Parisian palace after the Four Seasons. He used to serve the big I mean, political person, including the Prince Salman.
Oh, so the
If-
connection with
Yes,
Saudi started
already
there.
connected. Yes.
Effectivement, il y avait une fusion entre le Japon et la cuisine française. Le Japon, c'est une cuisine très épurée, et la cuisine française, c'est la Renaissance, c'est une cuisine très généreuse. Et finalement, il y a deux civilisations qui se sont rencontrées et qui ont créé presque un mouvement de nouvelle cuisine en France. Et j'ai été surpris après, c'est vrai que de voir que le monde entier s'intéresse aux techniques de la cuisine française. Et finalement, c'est vraiment la codification des recettes et des techniques qu'on vient chercher en France. Parce qu'effectivement, il y a un savoir-faire de la codification de ces techniques et qui permet aujourd'hui de recevoir des étudiants du monde entier.
Okay, let's.
So, with his background from the east to west and the north, so he noticed that the fusion between two different culture and different food is very interesting between Japanese food and the French food. And after that, he realized that a lot of requests, a lot of demands from foreign countries about the culinary technique codification, which in general the foreigners are looking for to learn, to come to France to learn the French techniques and codification.
Et sur la base de la diversité de ces techniques qui est très très riche dans la cuisine française, finalement, après, c'est ce que je fais au Cordon Bleu. Moi, je ne suis pas un enseignant, je suis avant tout issu de l'industrie de haut niveau de l'hôtellerie. C'est de transmettre aux étudiants cette compréhension de l'alimentation en général, d'apprendre les techniques, mais après, c'est surtout qu'ils puissent s'envisager eux-mêmes dans leur propre pays ou leur propre continent, pour le faire vivre. Je leur conseille toujours d'aller voir les petits producteurs, les hommes et les femmes qui font des bons produits, et de comprendre cette démarche qui est l'héritage du monde, du patrimoine immatériel de l'alimentation qu'on a chacun en nous. J'ai eu des occasions ici en Arabie Saoudite de faire des dégustations exceptionnelles de saveurs. Et aujourd'hui, nos étudiants saoudiens, avec les techniques, vont réaliser du fine dining et vont réaliser une signature nouvelle de la cuisine saoudienne.
Ouais. Donc,
Wow, I don't know if I will be able to translate everything.
I help
will
you.
try
I'll
to
help
do it.
you.
Okay. So the French cuisine is a very richful cuisine to have its diversity techniques as well as the codification, very clear codification. So a lot of people come to France to learn about this. So his role is not only teach our students because he wants to share his know-how and then
transmission, yes, of
to
course.
the know-how how we are doing, but in the same time he improved, he changed the different techniques, modern techniques to young people who come to join Cordon Bleu. So he's very proud of to see a lot of Saudi alumni who came back to Saudi. They opened their own business, they become entrepreneurs, they are very famous. They come to join us during this Sirha for there to perform their demonstration also. Please come to visit our booth. However, he's very proud of that. So he said it's not just come arrive, it's a step by step. This
Absolutely.
one was happened. And then, of course, thanks to our authorities in Saudi to help us to send our great students.
Brilliant.
Et aujourd'hui, on se rapproche de plus en plus finalement de la science. Et à l'Institut Cordon Bleu, je reçois régulièrement des gens de l'INRA, donc de la recherche agroalimentaire, des scientifiques, des médecins, et tout ça parce que l'alimentation, finalement, c'est demain.
So you're thinking for the future.
Dimanche soir prochain, je suis avec Alain Ducasse à Paris. Étant membre du Collège culinaire de France, je suis un des 14 fondateurs, et on est très soucieux de l'avenir, de préserver déjà les petits producteurs de qualité, c'est-à-dire qu'ici aussi vous avez des bons produits, mais faudra-t-il être capable de les préserver pour l'avenir et pour que nos enfants et petits-enfants aient la capacité de manger ce qu'on peut manger aujourd'hui.
Bien sûr.
Et donc tout ça, ça fait partie de la transmission. À l'Institut Cordon Bleu Paris, on a également un potager de 800 mètres carrés en permaculture, sans pesticides, sans engrais. On réalise notre miel. Je récupère les épluchures des légumes pour faire le compost. C'est toute cette dynamique-là qu'on
Amazing.
doit apprendre à nos jeunes.
Eric, we will explain, right?
Super.
Because-
Okay. So nowadays, the trends of the food industry has a more approach with the scientific approach. So we talk about the alimentation, so we call the agro-food trends. So we are working also on that part. So that's why we also offer the program as a plant-based, is based on the vegetables, and also nutrition and science. And especially Chef Brifa, he is a founder of the Collège Culinaire de France, that is to preserve all the young small farmers who really work on the traditional products and from the farms and bio products
Yes,
also,
of course.
organic products. So, and also in addition to Cordon Bleu, in order to align with these new trends, we also have the Luft Garden, which is 800 square meters in the Luft Garden. I think Maria, she has been there to have classes over there to
Yeah, it's
see.
gorgeous.
Yes, with the fruits and the herbs, as well as for the vegetables.
Organic,
Organic things,
sustainable,
yes.
and,
We are working on it. All the chefs, they make a lot of research.
Fantastic. I will get back to you, Eric. I would like to hear from Sarah and Marielle. Maybe this must resonate what Eric is saying, and maybe I would like to get your feedback on maybe Sarah. What specific challenges have you encountered in promoting culinary arts among Saudi youth? How did you address them? Because hearing what Eric is saying, it seems like people were very responsive and very excited.
Absolutely. This is a difficult question to answer because there were no usual challenges. Usually when you try and find a partner, and we always think of the organizations we work with as partners, there's so many logistical challenges, attitude challenges, cultural challenges. We found with the Cordon Bleu things were so smooth to the point of suspicion. But I think what I learned most from working with chefs, and I think I'm the only person, potentially with Kijong, who is not a chef on this panel. But what I learned is that chefs are the most open-minded people on the planet because they have to be, right? They're working with all these different cultures
Coming
and
from
flavors.
all over the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have to be open to trends in health, in wellness, in flavor, in all of these things, and they work with every industry because everybody eats, right? So they have to work with everybody. They have to be so open to cultures, and so for me, that open-mindedness made the partnership, and when you're open-minded in one part of life, it just permeates across the board, and so they become so easy to work with and to collaborate with. And whatever we had in mind in terms of, okay, well, we want to tack on a mentorship program, they said, great, let's do it. We've done it with other countries. We've done it with other organizations. And then we said, okay, we want to find education and work opportunities for our chefs in France before they come back. That was also welcome with open arms, and they became our partners in placing these chefs and finding jobs for these chefs even after graduation. And so on that level, the partnership was so easy in working with the Cordon Bleu. And of course, they have a legacy of being sort of this international partner across different countries and governments. And so I have nothing but praises to sing of the Cordon Bleu. On the other hand, I think finding the right fits in terms of who gets to go on this opportunity. It was definitely new for us because we knew if we put out a program in tech that we would have a certain number of applicants because we know roughly how many people want to go into that industry. Same with business. Same with sort of the more traditional industries. I think when it came to culinary, it was definitely a new experience. So we didn't know how many applicants we would have.
Right.
And within those applicants, how many of them are chefs? How many of them are coming from different industries who want to come into
There was no
chef?
history, right?
Exactly. And so it was, again, because the Cordon Bleu had so much experience that they guided us through finding the right fits for these programs.
Amazing.
And we've had nothing but success. And we have people who have applied straight out of high school. to go to culinary school, and those have been incredible students and incredible success stories. But we also have doctors who
Right.
decided they wanted to change course.
Career change.
Exactly. We have people who work in, oil and gas, who went on and did
This
amazing
is
things.
the beauty of it, right?
Exactly, exactly. Legacy bakers, people who have come from, very big businesses in the baking industry, in the culinary industry, who have come and done this degree and for the first time formalized it. So
Usually what I say is food is the universal language, right? You don't need to
Yeah.
speak the language, but food is where everybody meets. And Maria, what is your experience?
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same exact thing, that's why like chefs need to be open-minded. It's because food speaks to everyone. It's already like such a common ground for all of us. So it's an instant connection with like all parts of the world, all different types of people. Um, and in terms of my experience in Le Cordon Bleu, like what Sarah was saying about how easy it was for them to open up the school for us, that translated so well to our classrooms. Our instructors were incredible. They were always present to like open discussions on things we want to create in terms of like fusion with the Saudi culture and the French culture. And there were really no limits or boundaries that were put on our creativity. And it was really felt through in the demonstrations and in the classrooms. So yeah, for me, I always say Paris is where like my artist self was born. Yeah, because I was just like allowed to explore without like exploring a playground, which and my
Yeah.
playground was the Cordon Bleu, so it was really
A beautiful
incredible.
one.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. And Hussam, at the academy, does this resonate?
Yes, what Mrs. Sarah she said about the doctor now they are looking to learn how to make croissant or bakery. I agree with her 100%. We have 6 dentists. They came to Maestro Academy and they take master class especially for bakery. So also I'm satisfied for myself because I leave the school early and I go to learn pastry when I am very young. So now I'm very happy. I saw many engineer and many doctors. They are looking to get master class and they want to make a business also with the chocolate shop, with bakery shops. It's amazing.
No, they are very
Yes,
enthusiastic.
they are very interesting, especially the young guys. Now they have big power and they want to come to learn the pastry.
Oh, beautiful.
I believe we'll have very good chef in few years.
Uh-huh. Competing on the international scene.
From all the
Yeah.
school, sure we'll have very very good chefs.
Amazing. So we'll be keeping an eye on that to
Yes.
see what happens. And Eric,
Effectivement, je rejoins complètement. C'est important aujourd'hui de pouvoir échanger également avec d'autres visions, de ne pas avoir une transmission de la cuisine du passé, mais de l'avenir. C'est-à-dire qu'aujourd'hui, on a des gens qui viennent du food design également, parce que ça prend vraiment beaucoup d'importance. Il y a une évolution aujourd'hui dans la présentation. Alors bien sûr, ce n'est pas pour au détriment du goût, mais ça vient donner, aujourd'hui, on a des assiettes qui sont élaborées, qui sont d'une structure exceptionnelle.
He wants to add one information. He completely agree with the response and sorry, he completely agree with the Sarah's and the Maria's information because our chefs, they have an open mind. They are here to listen, understand, and so give us some suggestion. However, we are not here just to transmission our French old classical techniques. We also evaluate, we also improve our techniques in accordance with the students' feedback and suggestion and trends. So it's very richful for us also to have this kind of exchange with our students.
Vous voyez, par exemple, dans notre nouveau programme de nutrition santé, on fait des recherches, mais évidemment, ça ne suffit pas. Donc l'année dernière, j'ai été reçu au plus haut niveau de temple food bouddhiste pour la temple food et réellement j'ai été en immersion avec des moinesses donc religieuses, bouddhistes et vraiment d'être dans la nature complète, d'aller chercher des pousses de végétales naturelles Donc là, c'est même pas du bio, c'est du
C'est
sauvage,
extraordinaire.
complètement. Alors moi, déjà, bouddhiste, je le suis déjà, vous voyez. Mais au-delà de ça,
He was
c'est
just saying he's already Buddhist, if
c'est-
you didn't understand that, right?
c'est de comprendre finalement la spiritualité de la nourriture et de l'approche. Et là, avec un esprit totalement santé. Et pour moi, d'ailleurs, ils m'ont remis après un séjour dans les différents temples, j'ai reçu au plus haut niveau un diplôme donc d'ambassadeur de la cuisine temple food. Donc ça fait un diplôme de plus à la maison, mais je le prends avec beaucoup de sérieux parce que finalement aujourd'hui, chaque trimestre, les étudiants du Cordon Bleu à Paris et de Londres reçoivent une délégation qui vient directement de Corée.
Nice.
Ils font des démonstrations, ils vont en cours avec nos étudiants, ils apportent par les valises diplomatiques des jarres avec des fermentations de miso, de sauce soja, qui ont 20, 30 ans, 40 ans.
Oh,
Et là, ils ont une transmission directe avec des gens qui vivent dans des temples
incroyable.
partout en Corée. Et donc ça, vous
Je
voyez,
ne sais pas si ça va
c'est
être facile à traduire tout ça.
c'est d'aller chercher les acteurs où ils sont et d'avoir une démarche puriste, pas commerciale.
Right.
Moi, je suis cuisinier, je suis un passionné depuis l'âge de 14 ans et la transmission, elle est partout.
Mhm.
Le Cordon Bleu est un magnifique réseau international, on a un savoir-faire et on reçoit régulièrement les cuisines du monde. On
So-
est ouvert aux autres en
Mm,
permanence
it's-
et je reçois minimum 2-3 ambassades par mois avec leurs produits, etc. Et ça, c'est une ouverture au monde.
Great. Okay. So, Le Cordon Bleu, we are not just staying with our French cuisine. We continue to improve and also create new programs. So we are very keen for the nutrition and the vegetable related to the dishes.
Based.
Yeah, we call the plant-based. We already create this one almost 5 years. And also we are very open with the foreign cuisine, foreign gastronomy world. For example, he gave an example about the Korean temple food. It's a more approach with the spiritual approach, with a healthy food. So we used to welcome the Korean temple food team twice a year to give lessons to our students. In addition to, we are very open with also foreign cuisine, especially for we had a chance to welcome Saudi chef, thanks to the Generation 2030 and also Central Cultural Center.
Mhm.
We welcome Saudi chef to share Saudi cuisine with the French students and the students from all over the world. Actually, Le Cordon Bleu has welcomed more than 80 different nationalities per year. So we are very proud of to let them know also different cuisine. Sorry,
Fantastic.
I just added for that.
Yeah, you're doing a brilliant job, by the way. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. What I pick from what Eric just said, he spoke about intersection of nutrition, health, gastronomy. I think this is key to Maria. You want to add something on that? I know you have like some culinary training programs which to better address the intersection of these different nutrition, gastronomy between chefs, consumers. So tell us more.
Yeah, totally. So I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I did my master's in understanding how the gut and the gut microbiota interact with the brain to influence behavior. So essentially, what we eat influences how we think, influences how we behave. So that's like a basic principle that I think not a lot of people have access to. And really, what I want to do, and my job here in the world, my purpose is to create spaces where we can have more awareness on how our food interacts with our body and where this food is coming from. I think it's really, really simple, but it's not yet the mainstream way of thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Of really contemplating, yeah, like where is this food coming from? Is it like based here? Is it like locally grown in Saudi? Is it something that's a part of a trade route? And then when we're eating this food, how are we eating it? Are we eating in a rush? Are we eating because we're nervous and we're stressed? Or are we eating because we really want to enjoy this meal?
Absolutely.
Because we appreciate what the land has provided to us. So this is really what my work.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Chef Assam, maybe what would be your perspective on that? Is it something also at the academy? Because Eric was mentioning earlier, it's lots of science to think about the future, and also we're speaking about health, nutrition. Is it something at the academy that you're
Sure,
addressing?
it's very important to use the right raw material, and you have to know the nutrition of the raw material, your ingredients you put in the recipe. It's also not only the nutrition. You have to know the cost now because everyone looking to open his business. You know, when the student they graduate from the school, they start to work for 2 years to have more experience to have more power to open them business because they need experience. So they have to know the nutrition, they have to know the cost, how to manage the kitchen and the shop also. The chef is not coming only from the training, from the experience. The experience is very important. Uh, sure, the chef he have to follow always and he take master class to develop himself. Also, what we are giving in Maestro Academy, we are giving master class with scratch recipe. We are not using any ready mix. So this one it's very important, and we are doing the flavor also. It's applicable with the market.
Mhm. And Sarah, maybe speaking about the growth of and the promotion of Saudi culinary landscape. So, in what ways? How you working on that? I'm sure this is also something that you're addressing, and how to make it more known globally, and with the programs you have. Tell us more.
Of course. So I really do think food is one of the most important ways to convey culture. And I think that it could be used as a tool in order to do that. I think Saudi food is very popular locally, but there's not much going on internationally, or there hadn't been prior to, I think, the establishment of the Culinary Arts Commission under the Ministry of Culture. I think they've done a lot of amazing work through different partnerships, whether it's with Sirha, like the event today, or other international organizations. I know that they've been doing a lot of work around food fairs in London, and I think that exposure to Saudi food and flavor is super important. On our end, we've worked very closely with organizations like Generation 2030, who's actually one of the sponsors for the event today, to create content around Saudi food. And that is done via video content that's released almost every month. We have something that's happening around recipes, working in collaboration with chefs in the UK, chefs in France, to create Saudi fusion food or Saudi food in general that can then be replicated. So that is all easily, I think, you can find on the YouTube channel for Generation 2030. I do urge you to go check that out. There's tons of recipes on there, as well as other content about Saudi culture. So yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting work being done. Obviously, food is not an easy thing to convey. It's not like music where you can click a link and you can hear it. You have to be out there searching for it, trying to find the recipe, trying to find a food fair in order to expose yourself to different cuisines. So it's not as accessible, but I think it's probably the number one tool in order to convey culture and to ignite interest in different cultures. So
Brilliant.
it's a privilege to be a part of that movement.
Fantastic. Maybe I'm also looking at the time. We have less than 3 minutes. Maybe one final question, and not an easy one. What do you believe? Questions to all of you, and very briefly, what do you believe are the next big trends in Saudi cuisine? And how are you preparing the young chefs of tomorrow to embrace these trends? I don't know if it's relevant to anyone, but feel free to jump in. Maria, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I think two big things come to mind. One is sustainability and really understanding, again, where our food comes from and doing cooking ethically, and really supporting local produce and products. I think that's a really big trend that's happening currently. And then the second one, I think, is taking food outside of the dining experience. So until now, food has been in a restaurant or around a table or a very traditional dining experience. And I think now food and art are merging together
right?
to create very unique experiences like performative dinners or multi-sensory dinners. And I'm very excited for that.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Thank you, Maria, for sharing. Chef, yeah? What do
My
you see?
opinion, it's the revolution is coming for bakery because I saw many people they are looking to be baker. So I believe the bakery it will be big evolution.
Hmm. And from your perspective, Sarah, any?
I feel wildly underqualified to comment
No, but as a
amongst all these
yeah,
chefs. But I think I can definitely speak from a consumer perspective.
course.
I think that the fine dining scene in Saudi, I can certainly speak to the dining scene in Riyadh, is becoming a lot more interesting by the involvement of whether it's Saudi food via fusion, but also pure Saudi cuisine. So you're seeing a lot of restaurants that are bringing in cuisine from all over Saudi Arabia in terms of its different regions under one roof, which is quite new, I think, for the dining scene in Saudi. That's certainly very exciting, but I am certainly I would put more weight into the trend forecasting of the chefs to my left.
That's a really good point.
Right. Et on va terminer avec vous, Eric. La dernière question, donc c'est la même question que j'ai posée. Donc les grandes tendances que vous voyez dans la cuisine saoudienne et comment est-ce que vous êtes en train de préparer les jeunes chefs de un peu embrace, comme on dit, d'adopter de ces tendances. It's the same question. It's really what are the next big trends in Saudi cuisine and how you're preparing young chefs to embrace these trends.
Vous savez, on a déjà eu beaucoup d'étudiants du MISC que je remercie et la génération 2030 qui nous ont permis et nous ont fait confiance de nous confier ces hommes et ces femmes et vraiment au moment de transmission. Croyez bien que si je suis ici aujourd'hui, c'est avec un véritable engagement de suivi de ces jeunes. Aujourd'hui et hier, on a pu aller voir de nos étudiants qui sont installés aujourd'hui, qui étaient heureux de nous présenter ce qu'ils ont déjà fait. Je leur donne des conseils comme un sage, un petit peu. Mais le meilleur des conseils, c'est déjà qu'ils restent dans leur cœur, très proches de la Saoudie. Ils doivent en être fiers et de transmettre les saveurs qu'ils ont appris de leur maman, de leur grand-mère et peut-être des fois du papa. Parce que vraiment, c'est là qu'est l'identité. Et pour moi, c'est fondamental que chaque continent et pays puisse garder son identité. J'aime le mixte, mais attention,
Oui.
Je suis très heureux. J'ai eu la chance de pouvoir apprendre quelques recettes saoudiennes par des Saoudiens qui sont venus au Georges V. Et je sais faire l'agneau aussi bien qu'un Saoudien aujourd'hui.
Oh, génial.
Parce que j'avais des gens très sérieux qui venaient manger. J'ai eu la chance de recevoir le roi d'Arabie Saoudite à ma table, le prince Salman aussi, quand j'étais au Georges V. Donc croyez bien qu'il fallait faire très attention. Et je pense que les Saoudiens doivent être fiers de leur culture et vraiment la transmettre au monde. Nous serons là pour les accompagner. Et voilà.
Great. So, the first of all, the presence of the chef Brifa and presence of the cordon bleu today at Sirha is not an accident, it's not just occasionally. We are here also to follow up our alumni, how they develop their business. Of course, thanks to Cultural Center and Generation 2030, they follow up better than us. Sometimes we request, hello, can you help me where they are? So we are very happy this time will allow us to visit their businesses. We are very proud of them. And also to let them know if they allow us, especially from Chef Brifa, he wants to give a message to them. Of course, you also now should know how to how to share your know-how and keep your identity, Saudi identity,
Culture.
and then culture, and also reserve and respect your products, own products. So we align with the Maria and also Sarah's comments because we are here also to help them and also to develop and also support them for
Right.
their success.
So whatever the beautiful techniques you have, you learn, stay true to who you are and close to your culture, your tradition.
Yeah.
That's the message.
Et l'année 2025, j'ai le plaisir d'annoncer que le Cordon Bleu ouvrira un institut Le Cordon Bleu à Riyad.
Oh,
Voilà, en
wow.
partenariat
Major announcement
avec
here.
le MISC et on en est très fiers et croyez bien qu'on portera très haut le niveau de la cuisine en Arabie Saoudite.
So we end up beautifully with a major announcement.
Okay, great. We are very pleased to announce our 36th campuses in the world. It will be in Riyadh, thanks to Saudi authorities, Miska Foundation, Cultural Center, and support from Generation 2030, and also Culinary Commission. With their support, all our friends and support, we are able to open our campuses in Riyadh next year. So you, you will be able to join us for the program. Of course, we will also ask to our alumni to help us. Maybe why not? That they will also give a lesson to our school in Riyadh. So we are proud of them, and thank you so much.
Fantastic. I think this is the best way to finish this conversation. Thank you very much. Huge round of applause. Merci. Thank you, Chef. Marielle, Sarah, thank you very much.